Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It's Monday again. It's Monday, September the 9th, and we are here to look at new releases that are being set free this week. We're looking at each genre each day, Monday through Friday. And on Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. Quick announcements: I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Monday nights. Our next sprints are on Tuesday, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. I do them 3 times a week. I do them every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoons. Hope you had a good weekend. Mine was not bad. I was taking care of my invalid boys and got a lot of crocheting done, kind of, sort of, mostly on Saturday, and some reading in. So yeah, it was pretty good. But here we are back again. Let's jump into cozy mysteries. Janice Hallett has a new one. This is called The Examiner. It's told in emails, text messages, and essays. That is her signature style. And I'm not complaining. University professor Gila Nathaniel, maybe Gila, must make her new master's program in multimedia art succeed. If it doesn't, then Royal Hastings University will cut her funding and she'll be out of the job she loves. The 6 students in this inaugural course will be key to that success. But how well has she selected the team? The students include a talented young sculptor who is determined to graduate with top grades, a former gallery owner with limited artistic skills, a single mother more interested in a paycheck than homework, understandably, a people pleaser who struggles with technology, a marketing executive suffering from burnout, and a successful artist who seems rather overqualified for the program. At the end of the academic year, when the examiner arrives to grade the student's final project, he finds himself asking what happened. Because if someone in that course isn't in mortal danger, then they are already dead. But who and why? He wants us to read through the students' coursework, texts, message boards, and final essays to see if we can find the answers. Only one thing is certain: nothing about this course has been left to chance, and each of these students has their very own very different agendas, making us do the work. I'm just here for the story. Good morning, Mary. How was your trip? It is good to see you. Hope you had a good time with family. The Grim Steeper by Gretchen Rue, third in Witch's Brew Mysteries. Amateur witch Phoebe Winchester, can you be an amateur, is excited to host her first big author event at the Earl's Study, her book and tea store. The author, Sebastian Marlowe, is a famous birder excited to put Raven Creek on the map for his rediscovery of a presumed extinct bird. When Sebastian is found dead before his planned bird hike, where he expected to prove the existence of the bird to fellow birding enthusiasts, it's obvious someone wanted him to be extinct too. Sebastian had a few unfriendly encounters with his staff, including his recently fired manager, who was seen arguing with him at the author event. Phoebe is determined to figure out who killed Sebastian, worried that it will negatively affect her store's image that her biggest guest author got killed. With the clock ticking, she enlists the help of Rich Lofting, the handsome local private investigator, to help her look into the murder. It's not long before another victim is pecked off and someone close to Phoebe is the suspect. She'll have to work quickly to uncover the killer and figure out who is up to foul play in the third charming book in this series. Got lots of green on this screen. I'm not really complaining, but wow. Because green is my favorite color. Mary, what's your favorite color? I forgot. Hi, Storm. How's it going? Diners, Drive-Ins, and Lies by Misty Simon. First in the Sunny Side Up mysteries. If you want to get in the beginning of a new series, this is it. Jack's Chapman has lived in the same small town her whole life. On one hand, it's helped her dream of buying the local diner with her best friend come true, and their newly opened business is hopping. On the other hand, it means everyone knows her and she pretty much never gets away with anything. But there are a lot of expectations that come along with being the town darling. So when Jax finds a dead body behind her Aunt Hildy's restaurant, surely no one will truly believe she did it, right? Wrong. The victim was strangled with swag from Jax's diner, and suddenly every eye is squarely on her, town darling or not. Enter Elliot Taylor, Aunt Hildy's new cook and a former cop, of course, who grudgingly agrees to help Jax clear her name and save the diner's reputation. Only the deeper they dig, the more dirt they churn up, proving that there's far more happening in small, innocent town than meets the eye. Together, they'll uncover more secrets than Jax can shake a spatula at, and far more danger than she might be ready to handle. Can Jax save her reputation and solve a murder, or will this order be her last? Double Long Murder. It was a wonderful trip. So wonderful to see everyone. Bears 2 nights. Oh my, didn't see them, but the results. Oof. Weather was gorgeous. Mary says, "Hi, Storm. Good to see you." Mary, what's your favorite color? Double Long Murder by A.N. Sage, 6th in Orchard Hollow series. Life in a small town is great until the deity of death comes calling. I say that all the time. Piper Addison has only one goal: live a normal, quiet life in a normal, quiet town. All signs point to success for our local witch. Her vampire boyfriend can't get enough of her. The ghost familiar she's tethered to has been in a great mood, and the cafe she's opening is booming. There is only one little catch. Piper isn't your run-of-the-mill witch. She also happens to be Hades' daughter. That's right, folks, the ruler of the underworld himself. After spending months, doesn't that not make her a witch? That makes her a half goddess. After spending months infiltrating the wicked coven that's intent on raising her father, Piper might finally have a lead. That is, until the local mapmaker dies, leaving Piper with more questions than answers. Can Piper find the location of the coven's ritual in time, or is Orchard Hollow and the rest of the world doomed to suffer under the rule of a monster that she calls Dad? I never wrote one. And this one's a couple seasons early, but I would not be surprised if there's stuff in the stores already. I mean, seriously. Shamrock Shadows by Tammy Beck, 4th in the Mysteries a la Mode series. As the shamrocks bloom and the aroma of soda bread fills the air, Harmony Bay is decked out in green for its annual St. Patrick's Day celebration. Frances Damaris, the town's cherished baker and accidental detective, is whisking up a storm of traditional Irish treats, her kitchen a whirl of festive flavors. But the luck of the Irish seems to have run out when a visiting historian delving into the town's Celtic roots is found dead under mysterious circumstances. Was it a tragic accident, or is there something more sinister lurking beneath the surface? Frances, with her blend of culinary skills and detective instincts, joined forces once again with Detective Ed McCoy, her good friend with Irish roots and a family history of his own. They embark on a journey through Harmony Bay's past, stirring up long-forgotten grudges and secrets as old as the town itself. As they unravel the tangled history of the town's Irish ancestors, Francis and Isaac discover that some secrets were meant to be kept hidden. Favorite color: teal and turquoise, but sage green is nipping at their heels. That's a good combination. Our receptionist has a favorite color as teal as well. Good choice. A Vintage Vendetta by Maisie Marple. That's not a made-up name at all. First in the Amelia Grant mystery series. This is called A Vintage Vendetta. Grapes of Wrath. Amelia Grant's favorite uncle, Bartholomew Windsor, Barty for short, is found dead of an apparent accident while doing his daily maintenance on his renowned vineyard. When no one is willing to tell Amelia or her family what the accident was or how it happened, she decides to take the lead on the investigation. What she finds will change her life and lives around Windsor Estates forever. I bet she inherits the vineyard. Aunts and uncles do things like that in books. Mine all have kids, so they get what they get. Murder, Curlers, and Camp by Arlene McFarlane, seventh in the Murders, Curlers series. That's very green. Woo. Hilarity ensues in Valentine Beaumont's seventh action-packed adventure when the feisty beautician enrolls her staff in a team-building camp in California. Learning how to work together in harmony takes a backseat when a daring event is sabotaged. A secret surrounds sexy cohort Jacques DeMarco, and a team member from a famous salon is found dead. Things get worse when Valentine is accused of murder. Was she targeted as a ploy? Did one of the celebrity stylists have it in for her? Valentine has her work cut out for her, proving her innocence, handling her obnoxious employees, spying on Jock, dealing with Detective Romero's surprise guest, and finding a killer, all promising a perilous campout. Excuse me. See, you should have stayed home. Don't go camping. Think of the money you could spend on books instead. That's what I tell myself all the time. Had a show yesterday, and it was a good one for a change. Ah, congrats. That is good to hear. Maybe because we're getting closer to Christmas or just a good crowd, good venue. Loyalty and the Learner, a Jerusalem murder mystery by Miriam Drury, second in series. Once again, Asaf is suspected of murder, but he's soon released when the victim's wife, Lehi, is arrested. Natalie, now engaged to Asaf, is certain of Lehi's innocence and is determined to find the real murderer. As Natalie, Asaf, and friends stumble along the path to achieving their goal with a little inspiration from Moliere, Hillel, and Adenauer, they discover new places in Jerusalem and also venture west and north. Despite experiencing fear, sadness, and other painful emotions, they never lose their sense of humor and find that sharing their worries helps them pull through. While some questions are answered on the way, the new ones take their place. But what about the original question, who killed Ophir? And how much is Natalie willing to put at risk in order to solve this mystery? Her relationship? Her life? End of row 2. Lavender's Last Breath by Aaron Hayden Baldoff, second in a Vista del Vino mystery. Return to the sun-drenched vineyards of Vista del Vino, where former investigative journalist Casey Nolan is settling into her new life in Southern California's wine country. But when a local banker is found dead at a lavender farm during the annual wine and food festival, Casey's investigative instincts kick into high gear. With her teenage son Liam back in school, Casey finds an unexpected investigative partner in Ranger, Liam's diabetic alert dog. As Ranger keeps her company through much of the day, Casey navigates the ins and outs of small town sleuthing, uncovering a maze of suspects from struggling vineyard owners to jealous coworkers. As she delves deeper into the victim's life, she uncovers a web of financial intrigue that threatens to shake the foundations of Vista del Vino's close-knit community. Balancing her novel writing and part-time investigative work with family life, Casey finds comfort in the delectable gluten-free treats her mother whips up in the kitchen. From lavender-infused pastries to hearty vineyard fare, food takes center stage as Casey pieces together clues and savors the flavors of her hometown. It includes recipes. Down to Earth by Tammy D. Walker. All of the above, like we're working with our county parks and recreation folks. Cool. Well, here's a very simple cover. Second in the Daw County Sisters Mysteries. Stacy Hengesbach has enough to worry about with a pecan festival preparations, and a daughter who's eager to leave their tiny hometown, all needing her attention. So when a radio antenna tower falls, seriously injuring its owner, she's willing to believe it's an accident, like everyone else in the county does, including the sheriff. But then another antenna tower falls, this time on her best friend's cafe while they're inside. With the help of her family, friends old and new, and the local ham radio club, Stacy races to solve the mystery of the falling antennas before another one comes crashing down. Maybe it's just the weather. Storms in the Cotswolds by Emma Dakin. The owner of the Queen Bess, Shirley, is a superb cook. Her partner Bob is surly and has some intimidating friends. The new waiter in the breakfast room tells them that his predecessor, Richie, has disappeared, but is no loss as he was lazy and unreliable. No one worries about Richie. They worry when Claire and her tourists find his body in a nearby field. Mark, Claire's husband, who is a detective inspector, rushes to help. After reviewing the situation, he doesn't see much to concern himself with until his uncle is attacked. Then he's keen to investigate. The local coppers don't want Mark involved, so Claire observes, probes, and with the help of one of her tourists, uncovers a terrorist plot and confronts a murderer. Book 6 in the British Book Tour Mysteries. Murder at Midwinter Manor by Anita Davison. Third in the Miss Merrill and Aunt Violet Mysteries. 1916, Midwinter Manor. Desperate for a Christmas weekend break from war-torn London, Hannah Merrill and her Aunt Violet take Bartleby the cat and themselves off to visit Hannah's sister and her husband, the Earl of Atherton, in their beautiful country estate deep in the English countryside. Hannah's sister has filled the house with relatives, friends, and merrymakers. Everyone's excited to have a Christmas to remember. But then, when a fellow guest's body is found in the library, apparently bludgeoned to death, and a precious ruby is stolen from another guest, it appears that it's going to be memorable for all the wrong reasons. With the house snowed in, and the rural police force completely incapable of finding a single creditable suspect, Hannah and Aunt Violet realize that once again it's going to be down to them to get to the bottom of it. Because whoever's behind the crimes must be at Midwinter Manor, and if they're not found, who knows what their next gift will be. Oh, those storms. Did I not click on it? Maybe I didn't. No. Hallowed Ground, magical candle shop mystery. It'll be cooler here today, 40s. Wow, in the low 70s later, but fall is in the air. The cool is very welcome. We're going to be in the 90s today, but they were going down to 80s and 70s as the week progresses. So fall's my favorite. It's coming. Love the cover on the Cotswold book. Indeed. Hallowed Ground by Valona Jones. And there's an illustrator and an editor. What the heck is this? When a killer props his third and latest victim against the double tombstone of Tabby and Sage Winslow's grandparents' grave in Bonaventure Cemetery in Savannah, Georgia, the psychic twins are stunned. Even worse, the victim is the very man they filed a restraining order against a few months ago for trashing their book and candle shop. Coincidence or connection? Then a clue about the murders point to Tabby's career as a candle maker. Now she is a person of interest in the killing spree. The twins investigate all three victims, finding little that might tie the cases together besides where the bodies were found, in or near Bonaventure Cemetery, a beautiful 100-acre historic graveyard with a storied past. Then Tabby's medical examiner boyfriend is mysteriously pulled from the case with his dream job in jeopardy. The situation reaches a flashpoint when new evidence also points to Tabby. With her freedom and the family business in jeopardy, Tabby matches her wits and psychic abilities against the wily killer. As the stakes continue to rise, Tabby realizes she is the city's last hope because law enforcement will never catch this villain. She believes he's from her world and can run circles around people who have no psychic abilities. Then Tabby's spirited sleuthing lands her in the worst kind of trouble. Can Tabby clear her name before the friend snuffs her flame for good? Grind Your Days, sixth in the Shadowvale Witches book. Number 6. Welcome to Shadowvale. The locals bite, monsters are real, and the witches play fast and loose with the rules. Shadowvale is caught in a time loop. Second time around the clock, Kristen puts it down to a major case of deja vu. Third time is not the charm. Of all the days to be repeating, this one really sucks. Only Reaper witches appear to be aware of the little problem, so besides having to relive her personal crisis again and again, she also has to team up with Sheriff Knox and his noxious family. Can they find the culprit and stop the curse before Shadowvale and its inhabitants are spun out of time and lost forever? Yeah, that would suck if you are in a time loop. What if you, like, died? Is that the one we need? We need this one. The Novelty Shop Nightmare. Fifth in the Wheel and Woe Bookshop Witch series by Kate Martin. Tabitha Green grew up all alone, shuttled from magical academy to magical academy with no rhyme or reason. She never stayed in the same place for more than a matter of weeks, ever. That all changed when she moved in with her uncles to help them run the Wheel and Woe Bookshop in the Square, a hidden magical neighborhood in Minneapolis. Now her uncles make her breakfast to start every day. Her neighbors greet her whenever she passes them, and she has friends who mean the world to her, and she to them. She even found a brother she never knew she had, and all that, and a little dog too. What's not to love about that life? But all of that is threatened when the father she never met moves into the square and opens a business of his own, the Shop of Wonders, where the proprietor knows just what item every customer never knew they always needed. People flock to shop in his store. But when one customer turns up dead after leaving the store, Tabitha can't help suspecting the last man to see her alive, even if it implicates her father. No, scratch that, especially if it implicates her father. That sounds rather middle gradish, but that's okay. That's all we have time for. I have to get to the grocery store, the post office. We have a truck already waiting to unload, so I have to go get donuts for sure. 48 right now. Oh, wow. And I'm not ready for this. But holding on to summer, not saying I don't like fall. I just don't like being cold. 48 to me is cold. It's definitely cold when you're coming like from warm down to there. But when you're like up to here, 48 is balmy. But right now, our bones are used to being warm. So going down that way, it is cold. Absolutely. Thank you. You too. All righty. Well, we do have some leftovers. We'll look at them later this week. Thank you. Hope you have a great day. Back at you, baby. Again, I don't have sprints tonight. Are they on yours tonight, Storm? I do have them on Tuesday. So Tuesday, Thursday evenings, and Saturday afternoons. Bring your own book, etc., etc. Hope you guys have a good Monday. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.